right, great. Again, we're sorry, but happy Tuesday. I hope everyone's having a great Tuesday and a great start to your week. And we want to go ahead and say thank you guys for being here on another live. We're live from the Flow Studio. My name is Danny. Sam's here and also. And thank you again for being here with us. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a great live. As you can see in the back, what I was saying is that we have our M2 Ultra and we have our jewelry line that we actually went ahead and released a few weeks ago. And you're asking, well, didn't you do one already? Yes, you're right. If we were here for that day, for that live, it was amazing. We went ahead and introduced the line to you guys live. But we have a lot of questions and a lot of things that we have to answer and a lot of questions that are bringing to our attention. So we're going to go ahead and open it up. We're going to talk about it. We're going to open up the floor to you guys as well. If you have any questions, maybe your question wasn't answered. Maybe after you saw the live, you were wondering about things. So feel free to drop it in the chat if you have a question about it, or if it's the first time you're seeing this line here. Well, we're going to show it to you from how it's packed to how it's crafted on. So make sure you stay in for the entire live. But yeah, if actually you already saw it and you already crafted and you already have it in your shop, please drop it in the comments right now. Let us know what you think of it. How do you like it? Because I mean, we've been getting a lot of feedback. I believe we actually sold out into some of the actual shapes, but don't you worry, we're getting a restock. So again, like I mentioned, maybe the third time is the charm, right? So again, yes, we do have the jewelry, like I mentioned, out. Very popular. We had a lot of questions that were asked after that live. So we're going to open up the floor. If you missed that live, again, it was a great live. We had a lot of information of it. But we're going to answer some most of the common questions that have been asked about the jewelry. So stay tuned. What happened?
It might even be this, because they said that they can hear me, but they can't hear you.
Oh, still?
Maybe.
Okay, well, we're going to switch it again.
And then just, yeah, we'll switch if we need to.
Hello? Can you hear me now? A lot better or no?
See, my voice sounds great.
It's just me. Maybe I just need to be louder. I don't know. Thumbs up again, thumbs down. This has been fun so far, right?
Yeah, this is fine. We're fine.
This is good. This is great. Again, this is what happens on live, so you never know what's going to happen. So, but yeah, again, we do have a lot of cool things coming up here. We actually have a special guest later on the live, so make sure you stay tuned for the entire live. We're going to be crafting. Actually, I should say we. I'm say Sam. Sam's going to be crafting with you guys today. So it should be a lot of fun. Again, if you have questions, go ahead. Please drop them in the comments. We'll get to your question and hopefully give you an answer that helps you out. But again, my name is Danny. If it's your first time actually doing this, thank you for being here. We appreciate it. We're still good. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. We go live every Tuesday here, and we craft with different things, different products, and we hope that these lives bring you some type of inspiration or some type of push. If you're wanting to get into the crafting, whether it's sublimation, engraving, UV resin, something that you wanted to do, we hope that we can do that push and we give you those answers that you're looking for. So again, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. How's the audio now, guys? Is the audio good? Still bad? Still windy? Let us know. Hopefully it's good and we fix that. But yeah, again, we go live Tuesdays, we craft, and we love doing this. And again, we thank you every single time. We thought you guys were going to be able to do this. So again, we appreciate all the support. Real quick, we want to remind you guys that at the end of the month, this month, MakerFlo will be in Vegas. That's right. We're going to be at APA starting the 24th through the 26th. Should be a lot of fun. Stop by. If you're actually going to it, we will see you there. If you're thinking about it, maybe I can change your mind. If you go to MakerFlo.com, you can go ahead and find a code that is going to give you a free ticket to a forum. So if that doesn't change your mind at the point, I mean, I don't know what else is going to change your mind. But if you are, make sure you come by, stop by. We're going to have a great booth. Not only are you going to see some familiar faces there that you see on Tuesdays, but we're going to have some special speakers there as well. So I think you can find all that information either on our site or on the APA site about the speakers. It's going to be a lot of fun. So come join us. Make sure you stop by. We love to meet people. We love to put those faces with them. What is it? Put the names of the faces.
That's the one.
That's the one. Together. So yeah. So make sure you come by, say hi. And again, if you're looking to go and you want a free ticket, to the floor. Go to MakerFlo.com and you will find your code there for the actual free tickets. So it should be a lot of fun. What else? What else should we talk? Restock again. Yes, jewelry has been popular. It's been going from the shelves left and right, but we do have a restock in about 3 weeks. And it's just the things that we're seeing that are being made with are being used to make with it. Awesome. Awesome. It's just great. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Are you guys enjoying it? Please let us know in the chat how it's going if you got your hands on some of it. And if so, what's your favorite? What color is your favorite? We have the black, we have the rose, we have the natural. Drop it in the comments. We would love to hear that. We would love to hear the feedback. And again, this live, yes, we do have the jewelry back out. And again, we're just going to go over some of the most popular questions that we got asked since the live that we introduced it in. So it should be a lot of fun. And again, like a special craft or maker that is going to come in a bit with us and join.
They said you need my mic, and this is the only other. So if we want to just maybe switch, that's the only other thing.
How about now? Is there 4 times the charm? Up, down, left?
Because it could be that that's the volume, that maybe that's the mic.
I don't know. Not sure. At this point, whatever happens on the live. But yes, absolutely. So again, a lot of information to go over and share with you guys over the jewelry. So make sure you stay tuned. And if you have questions, make sure to ask them. Yes, Sam, what's up?
So one thing I want to say is there's somebody in here asking for settings. So
okay.
My friend asking for settings. Anytime you need those, if you don't see them listed, there's actually a feedback chart there. So if you fill that out, we might be able to get your help getting those settings. So
settings exactly for what?
For different things on their machine. The F2 is what they were asking for.
Oh, gotcha. I see. Yeah. Yeah. Also, for any other makers that are looking for settings, if you go to MakerFlo.com and you go to the MakerFlo Pro tab, you can go ahead and find settings for multiple machines there with our products. If you're using some of our products, we're good. All right. It took us 15 minutes. All right, guys, we got it done, right? Never late. It's never too late. So anyways, yeah, like I was mentioning, if you go to MakerFlo.com, you can go ahead and find MakerFlo Pro, and you can find a couple of settings for a couple of different machines that we have on the site. We don't have every single machine. We're trying to get there. That's our goal. But for right now, we have a couple of machines that are up there with some starting points. And again, every machine is different, so it's a great starting point. If you have no
starting point, you can have a starting point right there and then. And yeah, absolutely. Any other questions? What else?
No. So let's see. No newer units still list the D1. So for David, any machines you have, fill out that form, and maybe you can help us get those settings.
Absolutely, yeah. Again, the whole point of these lives is to not only to grow the community, but to help each other out, to help you guys. And again, being that's Valentine's Day and you're looking for some type of, something else to offer your customers, here it is. We have the jewelry line. Last week we did sublimation. The week before we did the engraving on our boards. So it's never too late to offer. And these could be all year round gifts that you could offer your customers. So again, these lives, we're putting them out there to help you guys either get ideas, or if you're thinking about doing it and you just need a little push, or maybe a little what's the word I'm looking? Motivation.
Mm-hmm.
These lives get you there, and of course we're always here to help you. So if you have any questions, you could always feel free to message us on our socials. We're on Instagram, Facebook, through YouTube, and TikTok. So again, feel free to reach out at any time. We will be glad to help you with whatever it is that we can. But yeah, and I forgot. Mi gente, ¿cómo están? Feliz martes. Espero que todos estén bien. Estamos aquí en vivo otra vez. Otro martes con nosotros. Gracias por estar aquí. Esperemos que todos estén bien. Hoy vamos a hablar de unas preguntas que nos han preguntado de la joyería que enseñamos hace como 2 semanas. So eso lo vamos a ver. Vamos a hablar un poco de eso. Sam va a hacer el crafting, con él va a estar la máquina aquí de grabar. Y me está diciendo que sí, entonces creo que sí se está oyendo bien por fin. Pero gracias otra vez por estar aquí. ¿Cómo pasaron el fin de semana? Eso es como les digo, esperemos que estén todos sin novedad. Real quick before I hand it off to Sam, so we can get started, I want to remind everybody that the latest podcast of Making a Purpose is actually out. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Go check out Mark and John's profile, John and Mark's Instagram. Go follow them. Go ahead and actually follow their YouTube page too, where you can find the podcast as well. Go check it out. Great podcast. I'm a big fan of Dr. K. He was a special guest here a few weeks ago, and you can go check out the first episode of the first miniseries, series, I should say. The first episode is out there. Go check it out if you haven't watched it. You're missing a lot of knowledge. And I mean, there's another one coming pretty soon. We just recorded one last week, and you're gonna like this one as well too. They also had a special guest, and it should be a lot of fun. So go check them out. Go check it out on either YouTube, Spotify, or iTunes. Subscribe to it. Check out all the episodes. If you missed them, go back on YouTube, watch them. Or if you watch them already, just keep rewatching them. It's gonna help them grow their channel and get out there a little bit. So yeah, absolutely. Any questions? We good?
So far people are excited about the new laserette. They say it engraves great with the F2 Ultra UV.
Nice. Okay.
Let's see. But yeah, everything looks good.
Great. Awesome. Perfect. Again, if you have any questions along the line, please let us know. Drop it in the comments. If you are joining us for the first time, please let us know where you're watching from. If you craft, let us also know what kind of crafting you do. And again, it's going to be a lot of fun, so stay for the entire thing. We're going to start crafting in a bit. And Sam, again, we have a special guest that's going to come on in a bit and join the live and craft with you guys. So yeah, absolutely. Besides that, I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to hand it over to Sam. So
cool.
Enjoy, guys.
We'll see how I do. And if it's let's see how this goes. And if we need to, we will.
Okay, sounds good.
Because I was still getting notes that my typing was really loud. So I don't know.
You gotta type quieter.
Oh no. So hopefully we're good. So let us know, guys. I will say one thing while you're letting us know if this is any better. Today is my little baby brother's birthday. When I say baby brother, he's not a baby at all. He's taller than me, so he's very much an adult. He's 34 today. So him, his wife, my nephews, when they're not too cool for this, they usually join the lives too. So if you guys see them pop in, please say hello, happy birthday, little baby brother, who's not at all a baby at all. I love you, so proud of you. Yes. So hooray. Yes, Danny.
So we have a question real quick on Instagram. They're asking, will the jewelry be an item that will be sticking around for a long time?
That's a great question. Yeah, the jewelry will be sticking around. It is not a limited edition item. It is going to be basically a new offering that we have here. We have sell sheets for it already too. So like say the style that you're looking for now is out of stock. Don't worry about it. It's okay. Basically it'll be back soon. So you can use the sell sheet for now, snag up those sales, and then keep going. But yeah, all they said, happy birthday, big bro. Awesome.
Hey, there you go. Happy birthday.
Cool. So I'm guessing I sound okay since no one has said anything.
No one is saying anything, so I'm guess we're good.
So we'll keep going. I do need you to do one thing for me, Danny.
Yes.
And that's that document that we have. Once you start asking me the questions, I'll need that up because I didn't have time to write anything down. But yeah. So hello, everybody. Thanks again for joining. We apologize for the sound shenanigans earlier. Getting better every day. So we'll see how this goes. But yeah. So what we're gonna do, basically, while I'm talking and going through some questions, I would love it if you guys could type in any questions that you have about the new jewelry. If you're not sure if you have a question or not, it's all behind me. So I'll go ahead and walk you through it really quick, just to kind of show you what we're talking about. But first thing, let's look at just this on its own.
Oh.
So we're gonna look at, this is one of the new jewelry items. So this is it by itself. We'll be working with a lot of the black jewelry today because that's what we've been getting the most questions on. But yeah, so this is the necklace. This is about the size that it is when it is on you. So it's pretty kind of perfect. Like I think it works well. It's gonna come individually packed, and they're all gonna have these little packages as well. So that's super neat because it's gonna not only increase the value, but it comes ready to go. So you don't have to worry about like getting your own gift wrap. You don't have to worry about like how you're going to package it. We took all that guesswork out for you. And then not only that, you can customize everything. So let's show you exactly what I mean. So for instance, I'm going to just put this back in here. So like say this is my customized gift. I'm holding it close because I don't want to reveal what it is just yet. But this is it. So I engraved on the outside of it. I hope everybody loved the Super Bowl show, by the way. So I got a little te amo on here. And then inside, we've got the jewelry. So I'm sure you guys all saw John's viral video of how to open the jewelry bags, but yeah, it's that easy. And then your jewelry is just inside. And not only did we engrave it, but we also rhinestoned it. So this one has a lot of like cool kind of embellishment on it. Not only that, but I engraved both sides as well because it's dual sided. So I've got a little cat here, and then I've got the rhinestone. It will go ahead and color onto these laserette, onto the jewelry. Not only that, if I'm correct, there's no
There's sound. No, there's sound.
Yeah.
Right,
so
guys?
if I'm correct, there's no adhesion issues, which is really nice too. So you don't have to worry about like a spray or anything like that. So yeah. Oh, and hey, Josh, good to see you. I see Josh Perry's in the house. Excellent. But yeah, so
Okay.
go ahead and hit me with the first.
All right. So,
question.
first question, which is, was really popular. So obviously we're going over the stuff that's really popular. So the first question, the pricing is too high.
That's a great comment. So for anyone who's hearing, the pricing is a little too high. And I will remind you of a few things. One, you don't need to buy the jewelry before you actually get to craft with it. You can actually use the sell sheets, so you can use those, download them. You can go ahead and put in your own, color printing, whatever you're going to put on it. But you can actually start doing that before you even buy the products. So use the sell sheets first. Make sure that's what you're using, and you're not just like buying a bunch of like products that you think might sell. Get the ones that actually are going to sell for you. So one, that'll help you there. And then not only that, but we have pricing options. So there's the single price, there's the build a bundle price, case price, and then there's also going to be the bulk pricing. So it really just depends on what you're looking for specifically. But there's a lot of different options for you. So there is a way to get these as inexpensive as possible, and that's going to be through the bulk pricing. Not only that, but we also have a sample set too. So if you want to just get a few here and there, that's also a great option for you. Next, the reason why you can kind of ask for these kinds of prices from the jewelry is because it's made with exotic woods. So all of these, there's a very high rejection rate of like things that are not quality enough for us. So if they're not making the cut, they're not going to make it on the jewelry. So it's something that's very like prestigious, and it's not going to be, random what you're getting. Not only that, but they're all handmade. So I'm sure you guys have noticed. Let me see if I can show you. Maybe we can flip to this camera for a second.
Yeah, absolutely. Ready?
Yeah. And then let me know if you guys can see what I'm talking about. But right here, there is a little pin. Can they see it, Danny? Am I in camera?
Just a little bit. Hold on. Let me help you out here real quick. See if I could. Here.
So there's a little pin right here on the side. You can actually see it on the website as well. There's like a spinning jewelry piece when you go to MakerFlo.com. And there's going to be a little pin right there, so you can see that. Perfect. So right there is a pin, and then on the other side is going to be another pin. So you've got two of these that are going to be basically holding the wood into place. So they're all hand pinned, which is another part of the cost. Then we can switch back to this one. On top of that, they're all made with 304 stainless steel. So not just the chain itself, but on top of the chain, the outside of the silver as well. So let me grab another one of those. So yeah, so this chain, you're going to notice on here this tiny little circle. And this little circle will say 304. They're all hand stamped because they are the 304 stainless steel. Not only that, fun fact. Ashley's here, so she'll tell you that I'm not lying. But you can engrave on this tiny little thing here. So you can even add I think you put your logo. Tell me if I'm wrong, Ashley, but I think she put her logo on here. So it's stamped with 304 and her logo, which is crazy.
Pretty impressive, yeah.
Right? Okay. So 304 stainless on the chain and on the little side, like the little silver stainless steel piece here. So all of them is super quality. Let me see if there's anything else that I'm missing. So yeah, so I mean, with all that in mind, like if you think about it, it's not costume jewelry. So it's not supposed to be cheap. Like we could make it cheap, but then it probably wouldn't be MakerFlo, right? So that's not what you want. And then on top of that, it also comes with a pouch. So for anybody else who does, any kind of markets, any kind of sales. Like I know Catherine makes really cool like packaged kind of finished products, right? Something like this just adds so much quality to what you're offering. So the fact that you don't have to like get your own little bag or your own little, you know, thing for it, this is already ready to go. So kind of think about all that when you're asking for the prices that you're asking. So let me know if I covered that one pretty well. But that was the top FAQ that we got from you guys. So let us know. And then let's go ahead and go. Actually, I can help you. If you hover over the thing, and then yeah, yep. All right, now let's go ahead and go back to the questions. What's the next one you have?
So the next one, this was also very interesting because we were asked, is it water resistant?
Good question. So is it water resistant? So I mean, it's natural wood, right? So just like with any wood, you don't want to soak it in water. Obviously, it'll swell, right? But fun fact, it has been soaked in water. So, well, not the ones that you're buying, but we've had the owners, Mark and John, have actually done a little test and like left it in a cup of water for I want to say 24 hours. Correct me if I'm wrong, with no issues. So we're not saying to do that, but you could, and it would be fine. So it is very premium. And then as far as that, it's also not stained. It's going to be natural wood. So the paint isn't going to just like come off at some point. That's how the wood looks. So it's built in as part of the quality. And then on top of that, it is coated with the high quality food safe coating. So let's say, for instance, like you have this necklace and you have it for a few years and it's just not as shiny as it used to be. You can always just go ahead and use that coating again. That way it doesn't look dull, it'll look shiny. Just go ahead and recoat it and it's good to go. It's just like with any other kind of wood piece would be. Does that make sense, guys? So you have to kind of really think about that, right? So would you rather have something that's stained wood that you have to worry about fading over time, or natural wood that you can just go ahead and recoat and it's good to go? Let us know. Type in natural or stained. I want to hear it. All right, so let's take a little breather because I kind of blew through those first two really quick. Have any other questions come in? Does all of this make sense?
I just the one I just shared right now. Someone was asking, you know, what are people selling these for? And I think that's a very important and key question, right?
Yeah. No, that's great. So I mean, it really depends on the amount of work that you're putting into it. So for anyone who already has these, go ahead and feel free to let us know what you guys are selling yours for. But what I will say is it takes a lot of different things that are really going to play into it. One, it's double-sided. So you need to consider, did I engrave this front side and the back side? Did I customize both sides? How did I customize those sides? Because with engraving, they're happening in seconds. They happen so quick. If you're using UV-ETF, like that's a little bit different. You might have to print everything out. Same thing with the UV, like that ink is expensive. Those are things you want to think about when you're putting the price behind your product, because it's not only, you know, your effort, your time, but it's the products that you're using to make it happen. Just like with engraving, you want to consider the machine that you're using, because wear and tear, right? So you should always be putting a little bit towards, you know, a potential like repair of a machine or an upgrade of a machine. Those are the things you want to think about. And then on top of that, you have to decide, am I as fancy as Ashley? Did I put my logo on the 304 back side of the circle? And not only that, but did you engrave the back, right? Did you customize the back? So with mine, I actually made two little notes. So I made a note on one side to Kitty, who's my best friend. And yeah, that's my cat. And then on the other side, I did a little heart with Tamo on it. So all of that considered, like say, I did rhinestones. I did engraving on both sides, and then I did engraving on both sides of the bag. So although it might not have taken me a super long time, because I think all of you guys saw me do it, you really have to kind of think about, you know, what you would charge for that, right? For your time, for your efforts, for your products. So for me, how much are these on the website, Danny? Let's say give me the single price for these.
Let me double check. Let me go to it real quick. Let's see here. That one is it's $12.95.
$12.95.
So, and then with the case, you're gonna get it at $10.36.
Okay. So it could be as cheap as $10.36 or as expensive as $12.95. So let's say it costs at least $13, because that's kind of what I would average that out to be, right? So if it's $13, I want to sell it for at least 3 to 4 times what it cost me. So that's going to be anywhere between like $36 and $48, right? So that's where I would go with that. It really just depends. But yeah.
So real quick, I think you asked the the color, right? Favorite color or what's color? A lot of people are answering. A lot of answers were given as natural.
That's right.
So naturals, though, looks seems pretty
Yeah.
popular.
So you guys get it. So when I asked that question, what I was asking is, do you want it to be like a natural wood, like the three different woods that we have here?
Yeah.
Or do you want it to be something that is like just stained that color? So it looks like we're all on the same page. We want the quality products. That's why you're all here, right?
Exactly. And real quick on Instagram, we're getting a hello from Wisconsin. So let's say hello.
Howdy, Wisconsin.
From Arizona to Wisconsin.
We have charcuterie boards for that. But yeah, so I see some good prices coming in. But yeah, so let's go ahead and we'll move on to the next question. If you guys do have questions, just throw them in the chat. We'd love to answer them for you. We're really treating this today as like an Ask Me Anything. We wanted to go over like the main points that we've been getting. So that's what we're doing here. And yeah, so if you have questions, keep asking them.
All right. Another question that was very popular was, do you have care instructions for it?
Do we have care instructions? That's a great question. And I'll tell you a funny story behind that. So like, we're super proud of our care instructions. Like all of our machines come with it. We've even been doing QR codes to show you tutorials of how to do things with some of the things that we sell. But for some reason we forgot on the jewelry. But because of you guys being so like embedded into the MakerFlo process, like that was one of the first questions. So with the quickness, we made a care card. So now if you go to the website, it's actually available as one of the product photos. So if you just go to the listing for the jewelry, you'll see that care card there. It's easily printable. You can maybe even laser engrave it on the back of the bag. I don't know, it might be a great idea. But yeah, so you can definitely do that. So we do have the care instructions, thanks to people like you, and it is available on the site now. Yeah, they will not come with the package itself, but they are on the website. So if you just go to the listing, you can print it. But that does bring me to my question that I was going to ask. We were kind of slow to get those available for you. So in the future, is this something that you want already printed and with your bag? Or do you want us to make it a little bit more printable, like on the sell sheet perhaps? Give us a yes or no. I want my care card. Okay, let us know. But cool. So that was a great question, Danny.
Yeah, great question. And again, these we're going over a lot of the most popular questions that were asked after that jewelry release, that live that John did with us. So again, like Sam said, it's a lot of Q&A or a lot of questions. So yeah. All right, the next popular question: breaking the myth of wood jewelry.
All right.
What do you have to say about that?
Well, I mean, so okay, when people hear wood jewelry, right? Like you think of something that might have just been like recently cut or something like that. Like maybe even like I've tried with some thinner sheets. Like I've tried to make my own jewelry, right? So that's probably what comes to mind when you think of wood jewelry. Get all of that out of your head. That's not what this is. Like I said, this is super premium wood. It's all going to be hand selected, handcrafted. It's really going to be something that you need to see. So make sure you're going to the website, MakerFlo.com. Danny took a really amazing video. I don't know how we did it still, but it's literally just spinning and you can just perfectly see the necklace. Like you can see the quality, like you can see what it's doing and why it is the way it is. But definitely make sure you're checking that out and you'll understand the difference when I say like something you might have just cut out versus, what this is. Because not only that, but it's backed with the 304 stainless steel. So super high quality item, but yeah, very different than like your normal wood jewelry that you would consider. Would you mind pulling that back up when you have a second? I want to make sure I covered everything. But yeah, so when we designed this jewelry brand, basically we had it in mind like a real, like a pristine, like just a higher level of jewelry. So this wouldn't be like your normal kind of crafter item that you might find. This is going to be a little bit different. So let us know, because I'm curious. And I saw in the last question they all answered, They said that they wanted the care cards.
Yeah, that's what I was like responding
so
to someone.
I know you're here somewhere. They want the care cards. We need to print those out immediately. I put my little face in the corner. But yeah, so with that in mind, guys, with the wood jewelry that we're talking about, let us know what's the one thing that makes jewelry feel premium to you. So when you're purchasing jewelry, when you're receiving jewelry, gifting jewelry, things like that, what about it makes it premium to you? I'll say personally myself, what makes things premium to me is honestly the way that it comes. So the fact that this comes like in its own little laserette pouch, not only that, but I don't think I showed you. So inside of the laserette pouch, and I already kind of did it because I'm just used to doing this at markets, there's also a little styrofoam. So personally, like I always wrap the jewelry like in the little card or in the styrofoam. So this comes basically just to keep it level. That way when you engrave it, like it's nice and flat. But personally, like I kind of just wrap it around because I want all of it to just kind of sit so nicely. So it comes with this inside of the bag, right? Like the presentation. So that's my opinion. So what did they say, Danny? What were we gonna
Presentation.
Yeah. So we're all on the same page.
Pretty much on the same page, correct? Yes.
What about you, Danny? What do you think makes jewelry premium?
I think the way that presentable is presented, yeah, that's definitely eye-catching, right? Especially if you're shopping for it.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you're not something that's really flashy or catch your eye. If it's presented the right way, it's going to get someone, right? So
it's the rhinestones.
Right. Yeah, the rhinestones. Yeah, it's the bling.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. So that was a great question too. What other ones do we have?
All right. So what about stainless steel versus wood jewelry?
That's a good one. So, because you see one or the other, you don't traditionally see both. Well, we're MakerFlo, so we're different. Like ours isn't going to be the same as what you see. Ours is actually both, so we didn't make you choose. You can get the wood with the stainless steel. So it's pretty cool that it's all combined together to make it look like a really kind of just custom item. Like if you're looking on the market and you're finding things like this, the price point is going to be way different than what you're looking at with us. And when I say different, it's probably much more, which is why, again, you should be charging much more for this. So definitely kind of keep all those things in mind. But when you think about like the way that it's made, we're making it with premium steel. So it's going to be durable, better wearing experience. You're not going to get like, those little marks around your neck. Like I know here in Phoenix, it gets super duper hot. So when your jewelry is not premium, you find out pretty quick with a little green circle where it used to be. So I don't know if anybody else has experienced that in their temperatures, but it definitely happens here. And then on top of that, the wood is unique. It's going to be lightweight. It's got a very high-end look because of that high return rate that we do when it doesn't hit the standard. Plus, it's a blank canvas for customization. So like we talked about, guys, it's double-sided, which means you can engrave the front, you can engrave the back, you can engrave the little 304 stamp, you can engrave the package. There's so much that you can do with it. So if you're thinking about it, when you're buying more of the premium jewelry, like you're kind of buying it as is, whereas this, you're buying a blank canvas to customize, right? So you don't have to buy something and hope that it's unique enough for someone to want it. You're getting this and you're the one making it unique. So it's really going to make it a little bit special. But yeah, so let me know, guys, what do you think with this jewelry so far? How are you going to be customizing it? Do we have engravers in here, rhinestoners, resiners? What are we doing with it? Let me know your idea for how you're making it custom.
Okay, so we have two questions. One of them is on Instagram, and they asked if we're using sell sheets and you are out of stock, what turnaround time should we be expecting?
That's a really great question. So basically, like there's something that's out of stock, you don't know when it's coming back. Typically, we are really good about providing dates on when it will be returned. We don't give exact dates usually, but we'll give you like an estimate, like 2 to 3 weeks, things like that. That way you have something in mind of when to expect it. Me personally, I would never say, well, I'm going to have it in 2 to 3 weeks. I would give myself an additional week from what the listing says. That way you have time to order and receive it as well. So think about things like that. And if you don't ever see a date, that's totally okay too. Just reach out to us. We're human and there's only a few of us. So if we're missing the dates, send me a message on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, wherever it is. And it's going to be myself, Danny, or Jesse, sometimes John. And we're going to find out that date for you. We'll get the listing updated as well. In the meantime, you're also always able to sign up for news alerts under that actual product listing. So if you go to MakerFlo.com, you find the item you're looking for, you can sign up for alerts. And then that means as soon as it's put back into stock by the computer, like as soon as someone enters the quantity into the system, you're going to get that email. So you'll be one of the first ones to be able to order it. So hopefully that makes sense.
And then real quick, going back to the question you asked about presentation, yes. Karen said for jewelry, for her, it's important how it feels and how it looks in packaging.
Yep, that's exactly it. Exactly it.
And then I had another one here. So, and you're getting answers, engraving, UV printing. Um, what was the other one of the? Okay, so and then this is just a feedback here. David Jenkins, 3940 said one of the things that was brought up
Mhm.
is something that is too big. Is there a plan for a smaller version?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I know if you think about kind of what's been released so far, we want it to be very different. So you're right, most of it is kind of large, but there are smaller pieces as well. Let me show you the bar jewelry. I think that those are probably the most feminine sizes that I would say. But let me see real quick and I'll show you. Okay. So different sizes for different folks, right? Not everybody likes small jewelry. Not everybody likes big jewelry. Personally, I've got like 3 plants hanging from my ears, so I like the bigger jewelry. But I mean, it just depends on who you are, right? So there's gonna be things like this, like the dog's tag, right? Which is gonna be good for anybody, honestly. Young, old, man, female, it doesn't matter. I'm sure that this could be a good fit for anyone, depending on what you put on it. But if you have someone who wants something a little bit more dainty, a little smaller, something like this is gonna be perfect. Like look at this little bar necklace. So like that, nope, wrong way. So that kind of like frames the necklace, like the neck perfectly. So something like that I think is gonna be a good size for it. So it really just depends. But this is the first iteration. So keep giving us feedback like that, guys. John and Mark are usually in these chats as well. So they're hearing your feedback live like we are too. So if you keep saying you guys want smaller jewelry, and I know Ashley's on that train too, but if you keep saying things like that, we're going to have to make it happen for you. But for now, we want to give you guys a big enough canvas to work with. And then if you like it, we'll keep making more canvases. How about that? Any other questions, Danny?
That is it for now. I did.
See my friend Suzanne. I want to give a shout out actually, because Suzanne's in the chat, right?
I believe so. Yes.
So Suzanne, I remember from Pinners, and I remember at the Arizona show, she specifically told me, "I'm Suzanne, and get ready to hear all about me and all from me." So we really appreciate you because I see you commenting on a lot of our posts, on a lot of the reels, being interactive, engaging with us. We really appreciate you, Suzanne. So I have to give you a shout out. But yeah. Any other comments that I'm missing?
Let's see. Thanks, Ashley. No, they're giving thank you to Ashley.
See, everybody's on board. They want the smaller jewelry, John.
But yeah, I think we're all up to date with the questions, and yeah.
All right. Any other frequently asked questions we have to go over?
That was the last. That's it. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I smoked through those, guys. So let me know how I did. I know John kind of did this really quickly too a few weeks ago. Let me know if I'm living up to the hype. And if I'm missing anything, if there are any other questions, I'd love to hear them. If I didn't explain something well, let me know and I'll try again. But yeah, so we'd love to hear from you guys.
Yeah.
All right. In the meantime, should we, let's see, what time is it? We have 45 minutes, yeah.
So question that just came in actually, and this was a good one, and I'm gonna put it up here, but I'll read it to you. So some feedback we've had on the chains is that they don't allow you to make them shorter. The clamps doesn't fit the chain links.
Oh, I got you. Okay, yeah, let me look at that real quick. So let's kind of look at that together, guys. And I know what you mean here. Okay, so these necklaces, right? So depending on the style of necklace, they do come with like a 3-inch extender. On the extender, there are some of the bigger hoops, or sorry, bigger circles. Those ones, yeah, there we can see it. Those ones you can actually plug anywhere in, but once you get past that extender, none of the links are small and or big enough to actually get the chain to close on it. Is that what you guys mean? Let me know if I'm correct in that, but I'm thinking that's what they're saying is because this extender, you see this piece at the end here, the chain is a little bit bigger where you can go ahead and clasp anywhere. But when you get to the smaller part, that's the actual chain, that's where you can't clasp anymore. Let me know if that's what you're meaning. And if so, we can probably try to put some smaller little jump hoops throughout. But yeah.
And then 2 questions on Instagram.
Sure.
The first one by our friend Karin, asking if there's any possible, what about possibly bringing earrings?
First of all, well, Karin. Second of all, yes, we need earrings, like with the quickness. I know a lot of people also ask for like the keychain option. Earrings are very similar, but John, Mark, if you're listening, earrings and keychains, please. But no, like that would be great. I would love to see the way that that box is packaged. I'd say we even need to add like little holes inside of the foam so that the earring hoops can go through there. But that's a great idea. And then did our friend comment back? Was I correct on the chain thing?
Let me go back. So, yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes, the response was yes.
So that's great feedback to hear. And I will tell you something. This feedback is not falling on deaf ears. I don't know if you guys, I know a lot of you have been to a lot of these lives before. Some of you are newer to MakerFlo, some aren't. But for those that are not new or didn't know, pretty much everything that comes from MakerFlo, if it is a MakerFlo product, we made it. Well, not we, but I mean,
yeah, we did.
Danny did. No, I'm kidding. Like our extension made it. So basically, we do have a factory in China where a lot of these things are not only made, but they're developed, they're created, and these things are all made with MakerFlo in mind. Like they know what our quality is, they know what our standards are, and they suggest things to us that really are game changers. So if we see something on a product that we're making that we don't like, it's very easy for that to get fixed. Because we just go back to the factory, we let them know like, hey, these are the improvements we want you to make. It's not like we have to go find a new item. We don't have to go like resource it. We just have to let them know the problem, and then we can get it fixed. So hopefully that's gonna ease your guys' minds there and let you know that things like this are actually things that can happen. So we love to hear your feedback. There's things that we can do about it. So keep that feedback rolling in. But yeah.
And then one comment on Instagram, Sweet Crafting with the K, said, I was pleasantly surprised with the size. Usually you order items thinking they are larger and they are quite small. So I guess she was expecting to receive something smaller and realized, wow, this is a great size.
Perfect. So see, like everyone is on a different thought with it. Like to each their own. Sometimes the size is perfect, sometimes it's not. But the important thing is to have options. So now we know some people love it, some people want something smaller. And we can go ahead and make those improvements, right? And then I see my name. What are we saying about me?
No, just John being John, letting everybody know before us. So that's what he's saying. But here, let me put it out there first. Hold on. Here, I'll put this one so everyone else can see it too.
We'll be launching some more jewelry stuff in a couple of months. Okay, good to know. So I'm glad I came to this live today.
Me too.
But yeah, no, and that's what I'm saying, guys. Like you guys have been giving this feedback, and obviously John's listening because these are things that are already in the works to happen. So it's really great. Any other questions that I'm missing, guys? We do have our friend on the line who's about to join us. We're going to get down to the crafting because I know that's what you guys like to see, right? Like, let's switch it up a little bit.
That's right.
All right. So, any other questions? Are we going to jump in?
That's it. No other questions. As they come along, I will make sure to let you know. But yeah, if you guys want to start with the crafting part, let's get it started.
Groovy. Let's pull in our friend here.
All right. Alex, you are ready to join us here. Let's see.
Hi, everybody.
All right.
Awesome.
Let's see.
Be here. Thanks for the invite.
Now, I can't quite hear you, but I think they can. So give me 1 second. I'm going to fix our end. But Alex, tell us about yourself. Give us some information.
I'm Alex Gossi. I own Magically Resin, and I'm the show host for Magic with Promise. And I've been doing resin for over 10 years. I absolutely love making magical things with resin. I also make products, which I'm using some of my cool products with y'all's cool products today. And we are going to be taking some resin paper and turning it into magic on this gorgeous jewelry.
That's so cool.
It's one of the neatest things I've ever made. I love the jewelry, how this turned out. It's just amazing. I'm so tickled. So I'm going to give y'all some pointers today. When you're using these wooden pieces, there's a lot of things that you want to do to get the best outcome from your UV and also from prepping your item, so that basically it's anything you're going to put UV on, there's going to be a similar type of prep, but in particular with the wood today. So we're going to get to that in a minute.
Awesome. Alex, well, I can say I can hear you now. So
Yeah.
that's really cool. We're having a day. So I'm glad everything's working out. We got you here. I have to say that necklace piece is stunning. I'm
Thank
really
you.
excited to see how you made that happen. So why don't you start walking us through your process? Everyone, if you're not following Magically Resin, you really should be. That's my friend Alex here. So make sure you guys are following her Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. She's everywhere you want to be. But yeah, and not only that, but like you're also doing really cool stuff on Amazon, right? Like you're everywhere.
I have
So Alex,
Amazon that's actually I'm just celebrating my 2-year mark and I've done over 500 lives.
hey, that's amazing. So you guys are actually in the presence of a veteran here, right? So she's a live all star. So Danny and I, we're not nervous. This is gonna be fine. So we're really excited to hear from you, Alex. And for anyone who has questions, please make sure you're throwing them in the chat. Danny will be reading them out loud to us, and we'll make sure we get those answered. But yeah.
Real quick, Alex, everybody's blown away on how that necklace looks. You're getting the so like cute. Wow, it's very cute. Yeah, it's
I didn't
a
get
lot of
that one.
great
I took
feedback.
my Rhinestones.
I was blown away. So, I mean, the resin paper is pretty fun, and I have to admit, I do really like playing with it. And a key note is it works really well with particularly your UV. I've tested it with others, and your UV is just, it's the stuff. So, I know exactly. So it, you can see, I hope you can see the grain of the wood through this is
Oh yeah.
just, oh, it's so pretty. I have been wearing this every day since I made it. People at the gym are like, you know, well, coming up to is staring up at my necklace.
Yeah,
I
that's
hope.
amazing. Yeah, because that's the doming technique, right? Like that's a perfect
Yeah.
like dome over that. Like beautiful.
Yeah. So, and we'll go into that in just a minute. I actually dome it. I lay it in and then I dome it and then I hit it with the heat and we do the special sauce with UV. You got to let it sit for a little bit before you cure it. And then you cure it with your UV.
That's
From
right.
and you move it down low. So I'm going to demonstrate all of that for y'all right now whenever you're ready.
Beautiful. Yeah, I think we just had a question pop in real quick. So let's hear that question and then yes.
So yeah, so let me ask. I've never done anything with resin, but I definitely want to do this with the necklace.
So yeah, you're in the right place. We specifically grabbed Alex for this because like, you know, the no-brainer is to engrave these things, right? But that's not all you can do. So I was like, you know, we want something special. We want something like prestigious. Like it's got to be Alex. She's gonna nail this. So go ahead and start walking us through the way that you like to do this. I'm gonna set up my machine in the background. So when you have some downtime, let me know, and I'll run some stuff on my end. But yeah, explain your process. Let's see what you do, and then when you're done, like after you've showed us all the goodies, let us know what you would price that for, because we'd love to hear that as well.
Sure. So everybody, I'm doing this on my phone because I'm super fancy. So instead of studio, I'm actually in my studio, but I'm on my phone. So I'm going to turn the camera down and I'm going to try and get it as close as I can so that y'all can see what I'm doing. But I won't be able to see what the camera's doing. So please be sure and give me feedback. If you can't see it, I'll move it around some.
Awesome. Sounds good.
Real quick, can you ask? Can everyone hear? Okay, I did get a comment that it says no sound, so I don't know if it's going to be on our end, but I think we're okay. And then also, I did drop Alex's handle on Instagram. They were asking if we can share her handle, and I did put it there. So it's if you missed it, is magically resin underscore after it's let me start all over. It's magically underscore resin.
That's it. Cool. I'm gonna assume that they can hear us. Because everyone, yeah, I still have sound. If it goes out, I know this doesn't help if you can't hear me, but just try to refresh and it should come right back.
Okay, so yeah.
But yeah, hopefully that'll do the trick. And Alex, I love your setup. Let's hand it over to you.
Also, if anybody else is having trouble finding me, you can just Google Alex Gosse, Gosse, and it'll show you everywhere that I'm at. And that's the easiest way to find me. Okay.
Awesome.
So, first of all, we're going to have to brag on these, y'all, because, wow. I feel like this is my QVC moment, but seriously, these are so amazing. And y'all saw the piece that I made, and I just cannot say enough good things. And I've actually already sanded this some. So if it looks a little frosty, that's on purpose because we need to sand it to prep it. But these pieces are so beautiful and so deep and rich. Oh, I just love the coloration on them. And they come in black and this natural wood tone. And y'all, everybody needs one of these for Valentine's Day. Can y'all see these well enough?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I see the chain. Show us the actual necklace piece.
Oh, okay. This is such an awkward angle.
No,
Okay.
you're good.
You know, I'm going to have to move this back just a bit for me to be able to see. There we go.
Perfect. Oh, and then we lost your sound, Alex.
You
You might
did?
have hit mute on accident. There
There
you
you
go.
Okay. All right.
And then I do have to interrupt you just really quick. John let us know that we just hit 7,000 subscribers on our YouTube during this live. So thank you guys so much for subscribing.
Yay! That's an awesome benchmark. Hey, what a fortuitous moment.
Mhm.
When I'm prepping these to do resin paper, or for that matter, to do any type of resin work, it actually doesn't matter if you're doing glitter, if you're doing resin paper. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You're always going to need to prep the surface. And my favorite prep tool is a handy dandy nail file because it isn't going to take, this is an 80 grit. It's not going to take too much off the top, but it is going to prepare it so that your piece will take the resin and it will adhere very beautifully and stay adhered for years and years and years. If you don't prep it, you're going to have some problem with lifting, especially if you do UV, because the UVA, if you cure it too quickly, it's going to shrink. B, if you don't cure it correctly, it's going to want to shift. And C, it's going to want to lift if you don't get a good connection with whatever your substrate is. This would apply if this was plastic or resin or really anything. So,
Can I just stop you really quick and say that that's like a perfect point that you always like need to stand, right? Especially with UV resin, you need that adherence. So thank you for stating that, guys. If you're new to resin, make sure you wrote that down. And then we did just have a question come in. If we can ask this real quick.
Yeah, real quick. So Joshua said, as a dummy to resin, can you explain the difference between resin and flopoxy? Why would I use one over the other?
Well, let me actually jump in on this just because it's specifically about the MakerFlo products. So UV resin versus two-part epoxy are just kind of different beasts, right? Do you want to switch to the other camera really quick?
Yes.
Cool. So basically, UV resin is going to be like a quick cure, right? So it's usually not food safe. Some of it can be, but typically it's not. It's going to be like cure super quick. So like what Alex is working with right now, that's UV resin. But if you see our flow epoxy, that's actually our two-part epoxy. So that is going to be a little bit of a different process. You've got to mix it correctly. You've got to like play a little bit of waiting game. Like ours is still a fast set, but it's not as anywhere near as fast set as UV resin is. The other upside to epoxy is that it is, our flow epoxy is food safe. So it's perfect top coat for all of your chocolates. So hopefully that helps, Josh. Let us know if you have more questions. And Alex, sorry for interrupting. Back to you.
no, that's fine. Also,
And if you have anything to add, please do.
a significant difference is going to be basically the size of the project that you're planning on doing, because there is a difference in the price per ounce. So you're going to want to, if you have a larger project, like even something this size, you're probably going to want to use the flow epoxy instead of using the UV, because you'll get a lot more resin ounceage. So you can make all kinds of cool larger pieces.
Yeah, that's a great point. Absolutely.
So it's a difference in application. Okay, and interrupt away. This actually it's so different. Just using UV because it's so fast and easy that we could just take a break whenever. But
Yeah, that's a great point too, because with epoxy, like you're under the time, right? Like it has to be done in a certain amount of time. Things are happening quickly. Whereas with
yes,
UV resin, it's a
I
little bit more confusing.
do epoxy on the show, and I can't get too wordy or get too off topic because that epoxy is curing in that glass whether I'm pouring it or not.
Exactly.
So I have already sanded this, and I'm going to clean it off with isopropyl, well used and loved isopropyl alcohol spray bottle that I'm just going to spray right on the wood. Now, if this was an inferior product, you could not do this because what would happen is the colorant that's coloring the wood would come right up. So this is perfect for this application. But I'm going to need to clean it off. And I didn't have anything to do that with. There we go. So the reason that I'm doing that is I want to make sure that any of the dust that's left on the top of it comes up before I put the UV down. Now, I might have actually picked up some of the dust on my finger, but this wood, there's nothing coming off of that. Now, I am perfectly ready to.
Thank you, Alex.
Is that good?
Yes,
Okay.
perfect. I was about to mention that too, but thank you for doing that.
Okay. Now, it is really important when using any resin, either epoxy or UV, to wear your gloves. So
Exactly.
I'm going to put on my gloves. I do recommend doing it in a room with a respirator. I am in a professional studio, so I do not have my respirator on, but it's a very good idea. At a minimum, you should certainly be by a window that has really nice ventilation. Now, I want to show y'all
That's a great
again
point.
what we're going to be using. This is a resin paper product that I designed and that I sell in my Etsy shop. And I'm going to lay down the thinnest layer of resin that I can lay down first. Resin, very often, UV resin, any resin, is a game of putting on the least amount, because the more that you have running around, the more likely you are to have it run off the side and have to do extra work and clean it up. And I am all about not having to clean it up. UV resin stretches a really long way. You saw I used hardly any, and I'm able to cover quite a bit on the top of this, and I'm going to finish covering it before I add my resin paper to it. And then you're going to see the paper portion disappear, and all that will stay is the holographic image. That's how I designed it. But this UV in particular is absolutely outstanding. It's absolutely outstanding with using any type of paper products. I use lots and lots of different kinds of paper. Now, whenever you're adding a sticker or anything of your piece, I recommend the store fits inside of the piece, because you don't want to do too much cleanup after you're done. Quite get this exactly right. I had a design on here that I really liked, so I was trying to keep as much of the paper as possible. And I am just making sure that there's no bubbles underneath it and making sure that the paper has solid adhesion. This would absolutely work with a small photograph, with stickers, all kinds of things that you can do to the top of these, that where you would use exactly the same technique that I want to be super sparing with your UV, because it is easier to add more than it is way.
And then Alex, we're gonna stop you really quick. We got a question come in. Yes, Danny.
So on Instagram, this is Tisa's asking a respirator for with UV resin.
Yes.
Yeah, so And you know, honestly, it's always better safe than sorry, right? So I mean, you might feel like you don't need one or you don't notice that you need one, but why not take the precaution if you know have the opportunity, right?
Absolutely. Certainly, you're always going to be the best judge of what you think you need in your space. This is, you know, recommendations from someone who's been doing this for a long time, but you know, you do. There are many caveats to this. Some people have issues, you know, wearing a respirator. So certainly don't go against anything that doesn't feel right for you.
And I'm sorry, I'm just gonna show off a little bit what I did. This engraving took 22 seconds. I can give you guys the settings in just a moment here. But yeah, it just says love you always. It's got cute little stars in the corners and it kind of fits perfectly in this dog tag necklace. But like imagine doing this and then doming over it with the UV resin. How cool would that be?
It's actually a really good time because doming is not the fastest thing if you do it well. But I'm going to give y'all some tips here when you're doming anything with resin, especially something small. First of all, raise it up. Get yourself closer to it. Second, have your light source be on the opposite side of the piece that you're doming because you want to be able to move around and look at the piece that you're doming and see that all of the angles have been reached. Because you're using such a small amount of UV resin, you need to make sure that you don't have any pockets that stay dry. So I'm sure that this reaches all the way around. And oh, good. I thought I forgot my torch. Now,
I have to say too, I really love the way that black, like the natural black wood looks like with the resin on it. Like it's just amazing.
oh, it's beautiful. Okay, using my torch, and I am just torching my UV ever so slightly to pop any bubbles. But I'm also, in doing that, I'm preparing it to be cooked, which ultimately is what is happening when you put it in, well, underneath the light, aka the oven. So I'm warming up the UV so that it doesn't get shocked because this is going to heat it up really fast. And a good note right now, check your hands and check anything that you've been using to make sure that you don't have UV stuck to you because you can cause a burn on yourself if you have UV on your skin. This gets really hot when it starts to cure. Now, I'm going to start high up. Y'all can't really see because it's so high up. And I'm just moving it around gracefully about 8 inches above it. What I'm wanting to do here is I'm heating up the resin even more and I'm starting to cure it, but I don't want the resin to shock. And I also don't want the resin to cook too quickly and have part of it that doesn't cure at all. So I'm easing it in to the temperature and I'm easing down the light as we go. Now, put the light away for a minute, and I'm going to give it just a second to cool off. This is incredibly important if this that you're using is either plastic or resin, because metal is up and go soft. Plastic or resin might. So
Got it.
you're doing to give it time to cool off. So we're gonna let
And
that.
you're cutting out a little bit, Alex. So let me just kind of recap because I love where you're going with all of that, and just because I'm a little familiar with resin too, like I know exactly what points you're hitting. So I want to just kind of stop and remind people like what's going on right now. So Alex is dropping some like major nuggets of UV resin wisdom. So for any like OGs who have either like seen our pinners classes, like where I've done UV resin with you, or watched when we've done some of the older videos, we talk about getting the UV resin acquainted with the light, right? You want to make friends with it. So you're slowly introducing them to each other, right? You don't want to shock it, you don't want to scare it, make it upset. So you're slowly just kind of bringing it in, right? That way it has time to like start kind of curing it. It doesn't flash cure, right? So where there's little pieces here and there, okay? So, and then on top of that, like she was saying, because it's metal, it's going to get so hot. So you want to give it that time, let it cool off a little bit. You know, you don't need to rush it. because all of this is going to make it look so much more elegant, so much more elevated. Like you can charge for that time that you sat there and waited for it to do what it needs to do. And then John brought up too, because John is new to UV resin as well from working with us at the different events that we've done. And he's been teaching classes on it too. So he knows how big of a difference that torch makes. And he goes, yes, that torch is your friend. So, heat gun, torch, something, but you want to be able to get the resin to be a little bit more fluid, right? By just kind of heating it up a little bit.
Okay, Sam, let's go back to you for a minute and work on if because this is just curing, which y'all can't really see anyway. Up and then we'll do the final dome coat. And y'all are going to be amazed at how beautiful this is and how fast and easy it was.
Awesome. What do you guys think so far? Like, are you guys enjoying this tutorial from Alex? Are we learning some new things? I would love to hear what everybody's thinking about what's going on right now, because I speed through resin. Like I'm so used to doing it on the lives now that I think I miss a lot of what you're saying. So you guys, this is some solid information. Yes, Danny.
So we got a question on Instagram. Karen's asking, oh, so how many seconds would you give it first time? Give it at first.
So yeah, well, how long did you cure it for that first little splotch of time? Like what, 20 seconds or so?
Probably 30 from the start of up high till down low. I gave it probably 30, and now I'm giving it a solid 180. Not because I think it needs it, but because there's no harm in doing that. Where you need to be careful with your UV is if it gets too hot too fast. Once most of your UV has cured, the light isn't going to continue to heat the UV. If UV is fully cured, it won't heat up at all. So the second time, it actually isn't going to be nearly as hot as the first time. So I can go ahead and make sure it is fully cured. And sometimes you're not sure. So it's better to lean into cooking it more than it needs to, but not in the first round and not when it's smoking hot. Or not smoking hot, but you know what I mean? Really, really hot.
Yeah, and I mean, and to Alex's point, because I'm sure anyone who's played with UV resin before has done this, because, we're all impatient, right? So, sometimes we'll touch it before it's done, and then you're going to end up with a nice little fingerprint right in the middle of your project. I'm not saying you can't fix that, because you can. It just takes time and effort, sanding, recoating, recuring, all that jazz. But just over cure it a little bit. And the reason why, again, you can feel confident doing that, like Alex said, once it starts to cure and it's mostly cured, it's not going to continue heating. And then on top of that, the lamp that we use for MakerFlo, the wattage isn't that high where it's going to like hurt it that bad, right? So depending on like the wattage of what you're using, that is a potential thing to worry about, but not anything from the lamps that we're using or the flashlights that we're using. They're all kind of designed with UV resin in mind. So great points. And then yes, Danny.
So we have another question. Jack is asking, I purchased UV resin and a light a couple of weeks ago, but didn't have the confidence to try it. Now I know what I didn't know and feel to give it a try.
Yay!
I love that. That's amazing. And I mean, not only that, like the fun doesn't need to stop here. First of all, this replay will be available after the live. Second of all, Alex has a bunch of amazing tutorials on all of the platforms that I've mentioned, and so do we. So if you guys need more inspiration, you need more help, craft alongside with us, or better yet, if you want to see something specific, drop it on the live comments and let us know, like, this is what I want to see. We'll get it on a live for you, and you can ask us those questions. You can even do the same craft with us while we're doing it. So this is a perfect chance for those kind of questions, for those opportunities, because, it can be a little scary, but I will tell you, and Alex, you'll have to let me know if you agree, but UV resin seems so hard from far away, but once you start doing it, it's the simplest thing ever, right? Like it's like riding a bicycle. Like you learn, and then you've got the confidence.
It's easier than nail polish. I mean, it
really is.
Wouldn't apply for our male guests. I mean, maybe, but it's UV resin is delightfully easy, and once you do, I recommend with any type of resin, but in particular, UV is so quick to get up and going that if you have the products that you need and you've watched this live, you're here, you should leave with everything you need to know to make something that's starter. Don't try to make something really deep, and don't, build on successes and start with small pieces. These jewelry items are absolutely fantastic because they're so pretty with the resin. But It's incredibly easy. UV resin is the jam.
Well, don't tell anyone now.
Seriously. Okay. Do you need the space?
We got one more question, Danny. Go ahead.
It's Karen on Instagram saying this is a very cute way of saving the engraving with the UV resin.
It really is. It really is. And I mean, like to that point too, like say you messed up the engraving, like say you forgot to take a photo of where the item is and you engraved on the side of it. You could easily use like what Alex has, that resin paper, and you could make a new design over it and then just dome it with some resin, and then you didn't ruin a product. You made it more special.
Something else
And
you could do engraving, and then you could mix up your UV in one of your little cups with glitter or with colorant. Don't use a heavy colorant because you always need the light to be able to shine through your UV. But you could put a little bit on top of your piece and use a flat edge. This isn't a flat edge, but you get the idea. A flat edge something to scrape off the excess so that the UV will stay recessed in the lasered out part, in the engraved part. And then you can cure it and you can sand the top if there was any UV left over, and you'll be left with the colorant inside of the engraving and a perfect top that you could then dome with either epoxy or UV.
I had a question, and tell me what you think about doing it this way. So I have this necklace that I did a little earlier. That's about ish where I want to be. So it has like a little potion on it. Do you see that?
I can't. It's about the size of a gnat.
Very small. Okay. Well, there is a little potion bottle engraved on here, right? So kind of the thought that I had was I could put UV resin just in the potion bottle, sprinkle a little bit of glitter on it, cure it, and then continue doing all the doming afterwards. But that way you can just log in the glitter on that little area, right?
100%. You could totally do
Okay.
that. Well,
Cool. So I mean, guys, there's lots of options. Like, there's so many things you can do with this. Like, there's no right or wrong answer. Like, just experiment with it, have some fun. But yeah, let's look at what you're doing, Alex.
okay. So I went ahead and we did the first cure that we spoke about, and then I did a second cure on the 180, which means that I'm hitting the button on top twice. I'm not going to do that because it's facing me and I don't have glasses on. When you're using UV, if you are going to be having your UV lamp in weird directions, make sure that you have eye protection on, because UV can hurt your eyes if you look right into it. I mean, don't look right into the sun kind of thing. So, okay, I'm going to need y'all's help on location.
You're good right there. It looks good. Thank you.
Okay. Now, this is the first coat, and it's pulled away a little bit at the top, but I did such a thin coat that I didn't anticipate this being a one coat round. If you're adding paper, you probably should always plan on doing two coats. If all I was doing was doming this and didn't add anything to it, or if I just added glitter to the resin, you could do that in one dome coat and it would be totally fine.
Can I just say, everybody look at that black necklace. Like, I know we've been getting a lot of questions about like how to work specifically with the black jewelry, just because it is a little harder to see the engraving sometimes. But like, this I think is maybe what you need to be doing with it, because that looks elegant. Does anybody else like this? Let me know your thoughts. But I think that's so cool.
So you have Karen and Cruz saying they're definitely they're inspired now to
Yes.
play with resin.
Let's go, Karina. Let's go, Cruz. Come on.
And Cruz, happy to see you here, babe. Thanks for coming.
That's awesome. Yeah, if you guys see me creeping up to the camera, it's because I'm like, what is she doing now? I'm like, that's so cool.
Can y'all see me?
Yeah, no, we can see it. I just like I keep forgetting that I'm live too, so I'm just like coming up to the camera to watch you. I'm like, oh, that's so cool.
So ideally, I would have fresh batteries in my flashlight, but I don't. I really like, when I'm doing the final dome coat, to have a small flashlight on the opposite end so that I can really get a perfect dome. You can see if anything weird is in your resin, and you can make sure that you reach the edges. But the only flashlight I have is the one that would actually cure the resin. So that isn't going to work. So we're going to wing it. And this will mean I just have to go a little bit slower and be a little more patient. But in fact, I think that's an excellent lesson with UV, because it is such a fast cure and such fast products. And there you go. I went right over the edge. Well, here's the news. It's really easy to clean up. So I'm going to go ahead and dome this, and let's act like I did that on purpose. And it'll be a lesson in how to clean up the resin that goes over the edge.
Yeah, can I say that I love that this happened? Like, I don't love that it happens. I know you didn't plan it, but the fact that it's happening and you're able to show people how to fix it, because this happens commonly, right? Where you have a little oopsie moment, right? And we were talking about UV resin being so forgiving. Like, this is your chance to see how forgiving it can be. And I will let you know that we did get more comments, and they're saying how much they love this, Alex, and that they're going to try this as well. They think by doing it this way, it's going to elevate it even higher.
Okay. Can y'all see what I'm doing?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I'm using the blunt end, and I'm using it as like a shovel. And I'm shoveling up that extra resin, because before I cure this, I want it to be as clean as it can be. And now I'm distancing the piece from the resin. And in fact, I'm just going to go ahead and change to a different glitter bottle, which might make a bit of a mess, but it will be better than trying to cure it with resin underneath it. There we go.
Because the glitter bottles are fairly inexpensive, but the finished item is the more important thing, right?
Well, actually, the UV will pull up right from this perfectly after I cure it.
Look at that. That's amazing.
Yep. There's basically nothing I ever do that isn't like 7 different reasons why I did it, especially after all this time doing resin. Very, very much time spent thinking about building a better mousetrap. Now, I have totally fixed this. And while there might be just a little bit that I will need to scrape off with a soft tool after I'm done, I basically ended up with a perfect dome. Almost perfect. Close to perfect. I lost enough resin that I now can't gauge if I have enough resin on top or not.
Oh, it's because you need your flashlight. You know, I'm the same way, Alex. I'll tell you. So usually I have to be very careful with my phone, but my phone is my flashlight. So I'll have like a lamp really close to me, and then I'll have my phone as a flashlight, and then I have my resin light. All the things.
So I cannot tell you, I film a tremendous amount of content. I make YouTube for multiple people, and I have a bunch of sponsors. So I make gads of content, and I cannot tell you how many phones I have dropped smack in the middle of a resin project. And unlike UV, it is not so easy to fish out a phone from a resin project and get it back together.
Yeah, definitely try that with UV resin first. All right, Danny, what's the question?
So we have a question, and they're asking approximately how long does it take to do a UV resin project on the jewelry, and what would you charge at a show for it?
That's a great question. I did tie Alex's hands behind her back earlier and told her not to tell us until she's done crafting it, because I wanted everyone to really see like what goes into it, right? But Alex, I mean, like, say we weren't annoying you with our questions every few minutes, how long would this actually take you?
Done with this like in 5 minutes. Like
so 5 minutes, guys. That's it.
Start finish, completely done in 5 minutes.
Cool. Which brings me to my next point. We don't have a whole lot of time left on this live, so when you're ready to talk about kind of pricing, why you price it that way, kind of what materials you think of, to get you to that price point, let us know when you're ready to have that conversation. And guys, if you have any other last minute questions, compliments, kudos, all those things, please put them in the chat. We would love to hear them.
Well, there's just never enough time, huh? So actually, this is almost done. So now we're exactly the same thing we did the first time, rinse and repeat. I started the UV high up. I lowered it down. I cooked it for about 30 seconds, and now I'm moving it away because it's hot. And especially with your dome coat, if you don't want to have it again, you want to give that time to cure. I also hit the torch, but don't do that. Now, pricing. Oh, oh,
I'm not running distraction in the back.
girl. So as far as pricing goes, y'all charge such a good price for these that I feel like there's a lot of space for someone to add products to it and mark it up. And I think this might be uniquely the best product I've seen for both men and women that can be engraved and can be personalized without looking cheaper. I think most things that typically can be engraved are really small if they're metal, or they are not fancy, and they're just luxurious. They're so beautiful, and we could easily add something really pretty to the back of this now. It could be engraved, and this could be a
Oh
photograph.
wow.
This could be names. This could be a date, a wedding date, his and hers, so easily. So I think that there's a lot of really good ways to use this that aren't any product that I'm aware of otherwise. Got a little bit of you on me, and I got to clean up fast because I don't want to burn myself.
Well, and that's a great point, Alex, because like we were saying earlier, like when you try to compare this with other jewelry, like you just you can't because it's not stuff that you really see, right?
Yeah.
And then I will say you got another compliment that came in, and this is a good one, so I'm going to read the whole thing. But Josh Perry is amazing. So if you guys aren't following him too, Perry Designs, he's super cool. But yeah, he said this adds so much value. I can't tell you how much art or how many art shows I've been to seeing something similar. Jewelry like this going for $100 per piece. So make sure you're charging your worth.
Absolutely. That is so timely and so perfect. I was going to say a minimum of $50. And I would say also really try to work on the upsell of the pairs, because these are really beautiful for men and women. And that's so rare. And they're very, they manage to be really contemporary while not being cold. They're really warm, but they're very contemporary. I am super picky about what I would wear, and I would definitely, I mean, I've been wearing the piece I made proudly. So I've done lots of fun things with them. You can do all kinds of stuff to the top of them. And once I start engraving, you betcha I'm going to be doing that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Right? Because then like you can do all the things, right? Like this is one of those products where there's no like specific cutout way of doing it. Like you just have so many options. And the more things you can add to it, the more unique you can make it, the more people are going to need it.
So I have also been playing with adding, this is a shrinky dink. This is my own design. And I've been playing with adding a smaller shrinky dink to the top of these. And I made myself one to celebrate Valentine's Day.
Oh, so cute.
So
I love it.
So this is going to go on top of the piece, which is why I left a bit of, I didn't cover it with the resin paper because I'm going to add art to it.
I love that.
There's so many things that you could add to the top, and shrink plastic is super fun. And I made this with your UV and shrink plastic. So it's the shrink plastic, and then your UV gives that beautiful dome and the color shift.
And then now it's 3D too. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's so much stuff that you can add to it.
So that's, did I answer that? I get kind of lost. So I don't know if I said all the stuff.
Alex, I'm gonna have to say I think you crushed it. If anybody else has any otherwise, please let us know. If you don't have to agree with me, but I would love to hear your thoughts. But no, I think you did a great job. Danny, do we have more comments coming in?
No, I really just, again, everybody appreciates the information that you guys shared. Alex, especially the information that you shared as well. It sounds like you have inspired a lot of people, a lot of makers to try UV resin.
Well, that is why I do what I do. And actually that kind of made me tear up. So thank you guys. The great feedback, and it's cool to get to do something like this. MakerFlo, Sam, thank y'all for having me. This was really such a joy to get to do this, and I'm really honored that you asked me.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've been wanting to do this for a while. Like originally we were trying to get Alex on day one, but the weather was against us. So it didn't quite work out that way. But I'm really glad that you're here now because we got a chance to get questions from the field and really kind of see what's going on, right? And like what people want to hear, what people want to see. I will say we did get a question about the scraping tool that you're using. And I think it's the silicone wand, right? Is it one of our like little MakerFlo wands?
Yeah.
Yep, perfect. So yeah, guys, that's on the MakerFlo site. They come in packs of 3 because you never need just one. But they're super inexpensive on the website. The silicone bowl as well. That's also on the website for you. And then we have a UV resin kit that comes with all those things.
Last tip. You put a little bit of UV on the bottom of your piece and you cure your silicone wand into it. You can move it around because this thing's really small. And if you have nails like most of our gals do, I don't. I'm not plagued with such things, but almost everybody else does. This is a great way to move around stickers or to move around smaller pieces that you want to add to your jewelry.
That's so smart. I will tell you, people have been asking, like, where can I find more of Alex? So we threw your handle in there again. Guys, that is magically_resin. You can also look up Alexander Gossi.
You can just Google Alex Gossi, and I'm right at the top.
Cool. So you guys, let's hear a round of applause. Let's get some little clapping emojis in the chat, please, because that was an amazing UV resin performance. I think you played it really well. Anyone who came in here, if you guys didn't know before, hopefully now you're feeling pretty confident about it. So you guys know that there's so many options with these jewelry pieces. There's just so many things you can do. Why wouldn't you customize them? I think is the question that we're gonna have after this live, right? Oh man, I love it. It looks great. Stunning. Just takes it to a whole nother level.
See, now it's going to be hard to decide which one to wear.
Exactly. Do we have any other last minute questions? I see a lot of applause going through. Alex, you absolutely crushed it. Great job. Danny, do we have any other last words for Alex?
No. Again, everyone's just amazed and inspired. So I think we did what we hit a goal that we wanted to do, right?
Real fast, if you're interested in my resin paper, I have a bunch of different designs on my Etsy shop.
I know I'm a little interested. Yeah, guys, that's what we love to do here, right? Like, this is what it's all about. If you're watching this on the replay, still send us your questions. We'd love to hear from you. We'll make sure we get those back to Alex as well. And for anyone who came in towards the end, don't worry, we do this every Tuesday. Next week we're gonna have something different for you. Who knows if we're gonna have someone with us? I'm confident that I'll be here. I know Danny will be here, and we're probably gonna bring some friends because we like to make this collaborative. I will say again, happy birthday to my little brother. He's amazing. I'm so proud of him. I say little, but he is 34 years old. I thought he was 35, but I was wrong. My mom corrected me. Yeah, so little brother, you're amazing. So proud of you. And guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you have questions, reach out to us, reach out to Alex. Hopefully you're loving the jewelry, the resin, all of the things. Any last words from you, Alex?
No, actually just do feel free to reach out to me. I mean, I teach resin classes on a weekly basis. My job is live stream for my show. So I'm happy to help you along, to inspire you, and to answer any questions that you have about any type of resin.
I will say that that's not a lie. Alex has been nothing but amazing since we met her. We had, for the people that have worked with us, with Danny and I a little bit, you'll know that we screen you, we make you have a meeting with us, and you have to talk to us. And ever since we talked to Alex, we've just enjoyed it. We always have this kind of rapport. We were always smiling. You know what I mean? Like it's a great situation. So, oh, you showed off another piece. Look at you.
UV today as I was doodling. So
that's amazing.
It's stunning every time. It makes jewelry fast, and I made this in 5 minutes.
Look at that. So, all right, you guys know it. You know where to get your resin. You know where to get your tips. Find all your inspiration. So thank you again so much for joining, everyone. We really love you being here, bringing you this fun project. Alex, you're amazing. And we'll catch you next week, guys.
Bye. Thank you.
Take care.